Hello. Yeah, this is Sword Art Online episode 24. Yeah, this is Denoxkun Review 7. Let's get that out of the way, okay? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I know this is an anime series, this is fiction and everything. But during I would say the 3rd minute to the 10th minute, I couldn't imagine what the fuck Sugou was doing to Asuna. But I'll get to that right now, okay? So we see Kirito with Yui. They finally made it to the World Tree. That was there was no big city. It was all alive from the Fairy King. I tell you one thing right now. Out of all the anime characters I hate in all of anime series in existence, he's number 1. Sugou's fucking number 1. Yeah. Now he's equivalent to a hentai, to some villain in a hentai series. He's almost equivalent to that. That's how bad he is. Okay, so by surprise, I was surprised that Kirito and Yui made it to the cage where Asuna was sleeping. They opened the cage and they were crying in tears of joy, and everything was really nice, and it was pretty cool, but I know something bad was gonna happen at that very moment. And, after they had the little touching moments, which I was really happy for because Kirito hasn't seen Asuna in a while, we see some sort of force field on the bottom. And then Yui was eliminated from the field. And then it seems that they have really high gravity. That way, Asuna and Kirito cannot stand up. And guess who shows up? The fucking Fairy King Oberon, aka Sugou. Oh my god! If Bankai doesn't rage on this guy, I'm gonna think there's something wrong with him. Seriously, there is no reason why you can't let this pass by. Seriously, what Sugou did in this episode, I know he's taken care of in the ended of world. Fine, whatever. That's good. I like it, but I watched what Sugou did to Asuna. First of all, yeah, the gravity. And then Fairy King showed up and he was kicking Kirito a few times. Okay, it's not nearly the worst part of what he did. Now, and then eventually, Kirito was left helpless. He couldn't stand up to defend Asuna from the Fairy King. And guess what shows up from the sky? Above Asuna. Yeah, shackles. And chains. And they put on Asuna's hand. And then they forcefully lifted up so she could stand up. Yes. So much that her wrist was starting to bleed and in those those Sword Art Online type of blood that they have, it was that bad. You know what he did next? The Fairy King? Yeah, he started to... Okay, I'm not sure what the order was, what he did. He licked her tears. He licked her face. He took off her shirt. Leave her shirtless. Yeah, of course it's not a hentai series like I said, so the boobs were not completely shown, but it was obvious that she left her shirtless. And you know that he was about to do the same with her pants. Yeah, I'm not gonna get any more into that. But I know exactly what this bastard was gonna do. And she was helpless. Kirito couldn't do anything. And you know what's worse? You know what's also really bad that really mixed up to is? He goes to Kirito once again, grabs his sword because, he's like a big hot shot. He has the sword and, he's able to lift up the sword with his little finger. He has all the control. And I'm like, at this very moment, how the heck this is gonna end well? I don't know. It's something, I have no idea what was going on. But I know something was gonna show up and it's gonna surprise me, and it definitely did. But what the Fairy King did, stabbed Kirito way, on the back, down to the chest. And it was almost equivalent to Kirito what he did to him. Yeah, there was a lot of, he was stabbing, he was depleting his HP little by little and everything. Then going back to Asuna, that I got this guy seriously, and what else did he did to Asuna that really pissed me off? Yeah, a lot of licking, a lot of snuggling, a lot of sick things. Seriously, I'm just gonna say one thing right now. What Sugou did in this episode, this is the only time I'm gonna say that I'm glad that he dies in real life. He doesn't deserve to even go to jail. He deserves to die. Yes, and most likely he might be dead in real life. I have no idea. Like I said, only one more episode of Sword Art Online. Okay, man, but I cannot spend all my time talking about this whole thing, can I? I have to tell you what's going up next, because Kirito was really mad. He wanted to kill him. He in front of Kirito, seriously, doing all that shit to Asuna. Yes, I literally, like, in the 10th minute, I paused it. I had to call my friend to see if we could share this video together, but unfortunately he didn't see the episode yet, so, it wasn't much to talk about. But seriously, I literally got so mad at that part. It was hard to watch that I almost lost control of myself, to be honest. And I know this is it's just an anime series, not real life or anything, but still, you feel for these characters. And if you are an anime fan like me, you know what I mean. Okay, so while he's having his way with Asuna, Kirito was like, he doesn't. Could this be my punishment? Doesn't seem there's any hope for me to stop him. And then guess who shows up? The creator of Sword Art Online, Akihiro, aka Heathcliff, and he gave Kirito permission to log into his account at that very moment, so he could have all the control. So basically, Kirito was in full control over, Oberon, aka Sugou. And then he was mad and frustrated. He was being a psychopath there. He was so desperate to kill Kirito because Kirito stood up. He took his sword out of his chest, and a lot of things. He even said, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention one thing. Before Oberon stabbed Kirito with his blade, he set the pain even lower to from level 10 to level 8, so he could feel a lot more pain. What the freak is going on here?" Yeah, but like I said, it's so bad that I wanted to make a full-on rant with it or another. But seriously, I hate this guy so much with a passion in this anime. He's my number one most hated character ever made right now. He's more hated than that slave owner from One Piece. I forgot this guy's Saint Charlos. Yeah, he's worse than him. Way worse. Way worse than any Maggie villains. Way worse than any other villains I remember in the past, but I don't remember right now. So Kirito, he got so mad that he took control of the game. Fairy King couldn't do anything. No matter what he did, he lost complete control. And then Kirito, he gave a sword to him so they could have a one-on-one fight. But Kirito beat him hands down. He cut his hand off. Then he sliced him in half. And then he grabbed his hair. He threw it up in the sky. And then he stabbed his face completely. And then he died. And then he cut off the chains from the shackles from Asuna's hand, and everything went out good in the end. So, if this thing ended up bad, I would say that Sword Art Online is the worst anime ever. No joke. But I love this anime a lot still, and it's been a pretty good story, even though it has a lot of plot holes. One more episode to go, so I wonder what's gonna happen. But nothing that's gonna piss me off, I bet. I bet everything's gonna be good. Okay. So they got back together, Kirito and Asuna, and then Kirito and Akihiko's account, I don't know, it's like he's in Akihiko's account, but yet he's Kirito. It's like, I don't know how the heck they were able to connect like that. It's kinda like doesn't make sense. Like a miracle happened. Because if that didn't happen, I'll tell you one thing. If it weren't for Sugou, if it weren't for Recon, if it weren't for Yui, and if it weren't for Akihiro, Kirito had no chance to get Asuna back. That's the plain truth. Because he had to control the game, but yeah, surprisingly, Akihiro, he used to be the villain. Then, Kirito, he had a good talk in episode 14, when Sword Art Online ended. And then he became the ally. It seems that Sugou kicked him out of the business or something. I don't know, really. But it's a good way for him to repay for all the sins he did in Sword Art Online. And in Alpha and Light, he helped him out. So, Kirito still looks up to him. After Asuna got locked out at last, he talked to Akihiro about, the whole thing. I forgot what they were saying. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this episode. I try not to get too angry because trust me, if I were to make a reaction video of this episode, first time I watch it and I see that, oh my god, you're gonna see me angry as heck. And like I said, sorry if I'm being a little bit unrealistic here in some ways. Like, Denox, why are you getting so angry at this? This is just an anime series. But still, it looks so real to me. In a way, if you love these characters so much, you don't want to see nothing bad happen to them. I understand that part. It's just a TV series, but if that were to happen in real life, that does happen in real life. So that's why, if situations like that does happen in real, and I get angry no matter what, cartoon or not, no matter what, I get angry when girls like that treated like, complete. She was gonna be Sugou's sex slave. That's all I have to say. Anyways, tell me what you think about this episode. I wonder if you guys were somewhat angry like I was in the first half of the episode. And then, you calm down after the second half that Kirito finally beats him and everything. And say, okay, I know something good is gonna happen, but I'm still really mad about this. Yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Take care, God bless, stay cool.